Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Harika. So in this video, we will see how we can delete a batch of records that are there in the entity by just using a simple activity. So in previous videos, we have seen all the activities that are there for executing the batches. So this is the last activity that comes under the batch. So before I explain you the step-by-step procedure, let me actually show you this demo, how we can actually delete the records from this particular entity. So here, if you just observe, student info is the entity that has all these information. So now I'm just going to execute this workflow. Just run the file. And now, after the execution starts and gets finished, we can say all these records gets deleted from this entity. So there are some prerequisites that we have to consider when we are using delete entity activities, which we have seen in a previous video where I have applied it on a single entity, right? So if a field or if a particular records field is linked or it is in a relationship with another entity, then we cannot perform delete action on it. So let me just refresh this. So all the data has been cleared, right? So before I actually build the step-by-step sequence for the delete entity records, I will firstly push the data from here. So I have an workflow which I have already demonstrated in the previous videos. If you have missed them, please go and watch the previous videos on the data service. So we've clearly seen everything for creating the records, for creating the records in bulk, updating, querying, deleting, and then getting the ID of the records, everything. So I got the data again. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to explain you the step-by-step procedure of how we can use the delete entity record. I'll try to recreate this workflow in this video. So I'm going to take a new sequence, demo on delete multiple entity records. So from the previous videos, we have been seeing this. So if there is an activity, firstly we have to analyze what is the input of it, what is the output of it, what is the data type of the input, and what is the data type of the output. So it's just a small logic we have to consider. Let me just take the activity here, delete multiple entity records. So this is my activity. So it has record IDs as the input. So that means just do here, create a variable record IDs. Okay. This is my variable that I've created. So you just have to give in the entity type. I am taking the student info. Why? Because I have to make sure the fields that are there here are not in relationship with any of the existing entity. So if it's in relationship with that particular entity, that means our data is already using that particular field, right? So I cannot delete them without deleting that particular entity fields. So that's why I'm making sure the type of the data I'm using is not of the type relationship. So these are my user defined data. So I'm making sure it's none of the records are of relationship. Okay. After that, let's go and check in what is the data type of this record IDs. So let's build it step by step by understanding every bit of it. So it's a I collection of GUID. So I have to pass a collection of GUIDs over here. So for that, what I should do, I have to fetch the data. How we have done in the previous videos, we have used query entity records. So just pull query entity records. And from here, I should take from student info. So what records I'm going to pull, I should write a query. So let's say if I wanted to pull the based on pass or fail, okay. So if student information is it pass or fail, based on that I have to take. So what is the type of pass or fail? It's a text, right? So what is the data against it? It's like pass or fail. So I'm going to take if it is equals to pass. Okay, so it will give me all the student details who are passed. So I'm going to take pass students. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's consider in this way. I have a data table where I am having a list of the students. If any of the student is fail, I'm not going to promote them to the next section, next class. So I will keep them in the same class. Otherwise I'm going to delete all the records and then I will promote them to the next class. So like that. So let's do a small variation here. Let's keep someone's data as fail. Okay, so this particular student will not be taken to the next section, next class. Okay, something like 45. Okay, so after that, what I'm going to do, I have the all students data who are passed in this particular pass student. So what is the data type of the pass students that you have to understand? It's of I list of student info. So for each student, I have to pass the ID of that particular student. So I have to iterate through each student now. So let's take an activity for each and pull that over here. So what I'm going to do for each student from the list of past students. Okay, let's take this as student. It's just a variable. You have to define the data type here. It's of type object, but we have seen it's of type I list of student info, right? So at that time, each student will become, what is the type of the argument here? It's a student info, right? And what I'm going to do exactly here, I'm going to get the IDs. I have to take the IDs from here. So I'm going to add the IDs to the collection. Every time I iterate through each student, I'll take the ID of the student. So add to collection, pull that over here. And this particular value, I'm passing it into a collection. But here is the main thing. As I always talk about this, before you actually take a collection, you have to initialize it. That's the main important thing with respect to collection and also with respect to any of the variables or kind of entities that we are using here, right? So firstly, just go here and take an assign activity and initialize a collection. So how do we do that? Just like how we've done in the previous videos. So that's why if you're new, you just watch the previous videos, because basics are very important to understand this. Because if you understand the previous videos, it's very simple to get the idea of what exactly we're doing here, because it's kind of same. So it's a collection of what? GUIDs. That's what we have seen, right? So take a collection of GUID. And we have already defined the name of the collection, which is record IDs, correct? That's it. We're good with this. And just go over to the add to collection and just give the collection name record IDs. And after that, you have to pass the item name here. What is the item? Student.id, right? We have to take the collection of IDs. So student.id is the value that we wanted to get into our record IDs. So once that's done, yes, here if you just observe, we have to change the object type. What is the object type here? At every point of time, the object is GUID, right? So let's change that to system.GUID. So that's it. We are good. We cleared all the, okay, there's still one. Okay, there's nothing. We have cleared all the warnings. And after that, once after we add all the GUIDs, we will be passing that into here, this particular activity as a collection, and this activity will eliminate or will delete all the entity records that are matching as per the collection value. Okay, so let's put a breakpoint and let's see output of each activity step by step and understand what it is taking through each activity. Okay, not really necessary here. I'll put one. Okay, let's keep one here so that we can see the output of this. Okay, so let's debug. So as per the values that we have here, we should get 6 values, because only 6 values are fail pass and 1 value is failure, right? So as per the query that we've written there, we'll get 6 values into pass students. So it has started execution. Okay, we are here now. Let's check the value of past students. Should be 6. Let's check. Correct, it is 6 values are there. So now what I'm going to do, let's go to each student and get the ID of them. Okay, so let's do a step into and the collection value at each instance. Okay, so what is a collection value? Record IDs. I don't know why my it's very slow, not responding properly. So now the record value is A45. Let's go and check if it's corresponding to the right one. So this is the one, A45, right? And next value should be this, A55. Okay, let's do one more check. Right, A55. So this is how we can add the values of the GUIDs of as per the query that we've extracted into our collection. So once after that's done, we're gonna delete all of them. So it's done. Let's check for the last time if we got 6 IDs. Okay, we got 6 IDs, right? Perfect. So A95 is the last one. Correct. And now I'm doing a step into this should delete all the records that are passed. And it should leave only one record because that's failed, which is not valid as per the query that we've written. So let's do a run. Perfect. It got executed as per our requirement. So that's it. That's it about the delete multiple entity records. So we just have to understand what's the input, output, and data types, and then we are done. So in this video, we have seen all the we have finished basically the batch activities that are there in the data service: create, delete, and update. And going forward in the next video, I'm going to talk about the one left over topic as per the data service, which is file activities. So this is basically very interesting as per me, because if you consider the other database services, if let's say if you're having, I don't want to pick a name or something, then but then there's only few databases where we can store a file or retrieve the file along with the data. So I feel this is quite interesting, and also we have the activities which we can include without much difficulty. So these are the topics I'm going to cover in the next video, and I'll show you how we can do this very easily. And also after that video, I'm going to take a small project and I'm going to explain by using all the activities that we have, and we're going to build a project right from the scratch till to the end, and we're going to see how this will be useful on a project level. So That's all in this video. I hope this is pretty much clear. If you have any questions or if you are facing any questions while trying this out, do let me know in the comment section, and also don't forget to like the videos and do subscribe to my channel so that you'll get the videos as soon as I release them. Thank you so much for watching.